we have ourselves a very messed up way of voting into the top 10. Let's say this: Ohio State is not number 6 in the nation, and USC is not number 5 in the nation in reality. This is why rankings really don't matter, okay? And when you look at them, you can tell they're playing favorites right now. They got Florida State all the way back up number 3. Florida State beat Boston College by 2 points, dog. Come on. Michigan's up there at number 2. Michigan lost to TCU in the Final Four last year. They played some pretty good games, but who did they play to really say that they're the number 2 team in the nation? Nobody. Let's keep it real. Then you have I'm looking at it now. I'm trying to make sure I'm over here trying to memorize stuff. Let me look at it fully. But yeah, you have Ohio State number 6. You have Michigan number 2. Texas at number 3. Understandable with Texas at number 3 because Texas beat Alabama. But wouldn't you put Texas at number 2 or number 2 or possibly number 1 because they've beaten better teams than Georgia? Who did Georgia beat? Let's keep it real. They just had a tough one against South Carolina, but Texas had a tough one against Wyoming. Ohio State hasn't had one tough game this season. So why are they number 6 when they have a defense that's only given up 13 points, I think? So what's the deal? Like, why are we doing this year? Oregon, number 10 in the nation. They're much better than that. Let's keep it real. The team has scored 174 points. Notre Dame is a top 5 team. What are they doing number 9? Washington is better than Penn State. Like, the list goes on and on. And Washington may be better than USC right now. They may be better than Texas as well, too. That's why it's like this top 10 is a little murky, in my opinion. But you can see the love that they're giving to the Pac-12 right now because of who's in the Pac-12 right now, Caleb Williams. So they want to make sure that they give him this aura of invincibility that he's beating up on all these top 10 teams. Because look at it, you got SC number 5. Then you have Washington number 8. You have Oregon number 10. You have Utah number 11. So that means that their top 4 teams are all in the top 11. That's not necessarily true, right? When it comes to the Pac-12. Pac-12 is a conference that's about to be over with. You have LSU, who just came off of a monster beatdown of a very good Mississippi State team, and they're at number 12 right now. Alabama, it's understandable. Alabama has fallen once again in the in the rankings. They're now 13th after being 10th last week because that South Florida game left a bad taste in everybody's mouth. But at the same time, too, though, it's Alabama. So it's a respect thing. So they really shouldn't be bounced up out the top 10. But they have one loss, so they're being respectful this year. You have Oregon State, a team that's under the radar, very slept on. They're number 14 right now. You got Ole Miss, who is lurking, and they got Alabama coming up this weekend. That one right there is a trap spot for a lot of people because I know they feel like Ole Miss is going to go up in there and absolutely wreck Alabama, but it just necessarily does not work like that. Let's keep it real. Alabama, when they got some motivation, they play at their absolute best, but they're going to have to figure out that quarterback situation. That's why Ole Miss may be coming in here as possibly a slight favorite, or this game will be closer than it usually is with the spread on Alabama this weekend. Oklahoma is just kind of going through the motions right now. They're number 16. North Carolina surprised me. I was heavy on Minnesota getting an upset win, and Minnesota wound up losing that game, and they got absolutely crushed too. So North Carolina is showing that it's real. Old rival Duke is right behind them at number 18. Colorado falls a spot after a close call with Colorado State, a team that they were supposed to beat by 25 points or better, and that did not happen. And I know that line was absolutely stupid because we know that Colorado hasn't warranted the right to be a team that can beat you by 30 points or better. They haven't beat anybody by 30 points or better. So if you were a bettor who took Colorado on Saturday, you must have just started betting because literally they told you to take Colorado State. And what happens? Colorado State loses the game by 8 points. They absolutely saved so many low-end books who had so many people believing in the Colorado Buffaloes to win by 25 or better. And you know what? You can't do that with the team that's ranked as the last place team coming into the damn conference. You know what I mean? They're only rated to win 3.5 games this year. Yeah, they're going to go over that, but I still don't see this team with an above 500 record. They're probably going to lose their next 3 games as well, too. I'm not hating. It's just the reality of the situation. Their best player has a cracked rib. Their quarterback is starting to kind of get figured out a little bit by the better teams. He got figured out just a tad by Colorado State, but the better teams are not going to let him get his stats. So this is probably the best time to jump off the Colorado bandwagon, okay? I like them. I want them to keep winning football games. I want them to keep going and going at it and do all the great things, but I'm being realistic, dude, like at the same time, too. You got Miami, who's back in the mix. They're number 20 in the nation. I think they could be a little bit higher after doing what they did to Texas A&M. Washington State, a quiet team, but this is why Colorado State was able to hang with Colorado, because Washington State was their first opponent of the season, and Washington State's a much better team than Colorado. UCLA is number 22, so that gives us 5 teams from the Pac-12 in the top 25, and you see all the respect they're giving the Pac-12 in its final year as a conference. So that's crazy. And then you have Tennessee, number 23. They fell 12 spots after losing the rival Florida. Iowa is returned to the top 25 as the number 24 team in the nation. And then you got Florida. Of course, they will be in the top 25 after getting a win over a top 15 team and their rival in Tennessee the way that they did. So with that, that's going to be the top 25. And with that, we're going to go ahead and take us a commercial break. And when I get back, we're going to jump into some baseball. We got the MLB pennant race to talk about. We got Blue Crew Daily, and we have some MLB games to go over as well, too, and then talking tickets. So you guys stay tuned. This is the premier sports betting show, the Primetime Angles with the one and only Pop Dibiase, the Primetime Capper.
Good News Only Racing Club, led by the legendary Doug O'Neill, the trainer of 2 Kentucky Derby winners, and I'll have another in Nyquist. Also trained 2-time Breeders' Cup champ Golden Sense, who are just a part of a long list of thoroughbred champions trained by Doug O'Neill. The Good News Only Racing Club has a young core of horses to look out for in Dennis's Celery, Irish Heatwave, and Notre Dame, just to name a few. Win the day every day with